Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English with Shadowing, the podcast. Today, we begin a new four-part series about real people learning real English, not from textbooks, but from experience. This time, we follow a young man named Min from Vietnam. He thought he was ready for life in an English-speaking country. But then, just like Anna, he faced a problem that grammar books never taught him. Let us dive into his story. Chapter 1. Arrival and Confusion. Min had studied English for over 8 years. He knew the difference between past perfect and present continuous. He got a high score in his IELTS exam. His friends often asked him for help with grammar. So when he got a scholarship to study in Toronto, Canada, Min was confident. But his first hour in Canada shocked him. At immigration, the officer smiled and said, "Welcome. How was the flight?" Min paused. He understood the words. But he didn't expect that phrase. He quickly said, "Yes." The officer raised an eyebrow, then asked, "Just here for study or travel?" Min replied, "Yes," again. Now the officer looked concerned. "Sir, please step aside." Min had no idea what went wrong. Chapter 2. Speaking in Wrong Pieces. At his homestay, his host family tried to make conversation. "So, Min, are you excited for school?" He nodded and said, "Excuse me." They asked, "Would you like some tea or coffee?" He answered, "Yes." That night, Min felt terrible. I can write essays, I can understand movies. Why can't I answer simple questions? The problem wasn't vocabulary. It wasn't grammar. It was this. He was still thinking word by word, piece by piece, not in chunks. Chapter 3. The Lucky Encounter. 2 weeks later, Min joined a free language meetup. There he met Mike, a Canadian volunteer who spoke slow, clear English. After a short chat, Mike said, "You know a lot of words, Min, but your answers are kind of broken." Min laughed nervously. "Yes, I know. I don't know how to fix." Mike smiled. "Let me tell you a secret. I call it chunk English." Min leaned in. "Chunk?" Mike nodded. "Yeah, phrases, short expressions we use again and again. You don't build them. You just use them." He pulled out his phone and showed a list. "How's it going?" "I'm not sure." "It depends. No big deal. I got it." We say these every day, in one breath, one unit. Like music. That night, Min searched English-speaking chunks, and that's how he found English Unleashed. Chapter 4. Min's First Chunk Collection. Min decided to stop memorizing individual words. Instead, he began collecting chunks. He chose just 3 per day and wrote, "Chunk. Sounds good." Where, cafe, customer ordering. Feeling, friendly, fast, chunk. "I'm good, thanks." Where, reply to, "How are you?" Feeling, polite, casual, chunk. Let me think. Where, language meetup. Feeling, natural, pause. He repeated them in the mirror, said them out loud while cooking, and practiced them with his roommate. Soon he noticed something strange. People were smiling more. Conversations were smoother. He even understood jokes. Chapter 5. Lesson from the Bus Stop. One morning, Min missed his bus and was sighing at the stop. A lady next to him said, "Running late, huh?" For a moment, he panicked. Then, without thinking, he smiled and said, "Yeah, I slept in. My bad." The woman laughed. "Don't worry. Happens to the best of us." When Min got on the next bus, he whispered to himself, "My bad." Another chunk, now in his memory. That evening, he added to his list. Chunk. My bad. Use. Admitting mistake. Feeling. Casual, honest. Chunk by chunk, he was becoming a real speaker. not just a learner. Chapter 6. Your Chunk Starter Kit. Let's help you begin just like Min. Here are 5 simple, useful chunks to practice today. Sounds good. Agreeing. Let me think. Pausing naturally. I'm not sure. Honest reply. My bad. Small apology. I'm good, thanks. Everyday response. Try this. Say each one 5 times out loud. Use it once in conversation, real or imaginary. Write where, when you heard it. Repeat this for 7 days. And remember Min's first mistake at the airport? He said yes when he should have used a chunk. Now, when someone says, "How was your flight?" he smiles and says, "Can't complain." In part 2, we'll follow Min into a new world, his first part-time job interview, and how he uses chunks to survive fast questions, casual chit-chat, and surprising slang. We'll also teach you how to create your own chunk bank and use it daily like a secret weapon for fluency. Until then, speak in chunks, not in pieces. I'm Tom, and this is English Unleashed. Thank you for learning with me. See you in part 2. In part 1, we met Min, a smart English learner from Vietnam. He studied English for years, but when he arrived in Canada, he struggled in simple conversations until he discovered the power of chunks. Min started collecting and practicing real-life phrases like, "sounds good," and "my bad." Slowly, his confidence grew. Now in part 2, Min will face a new challenge, a job interview in English with a fast-talking Canadian manager. Let's see how chunking helps him stay calm, sound natural, and finally say, "I got this." Chapter 1. The Job Posting. One day, Min walked past a coffee shop with a sign on the window. Now hiring part-time barista, friendly English a must. He paused. Could he do it? He had never worked in a cafe before, but he remembered Luis's advice from an English meetup. Don't wait until you feel ready. Speak your way into confidence. So Min walked in. A cheerful woman behind the counter smiled. "Hi there. Looking for a job?" Min nodded. "Yes, I saw the sign. I'd love to apply." She handed him a short form and said, "Can you come in tomorrow at 10 for a quick chat with our manager?" Min smiled. "Sounds good. See you then." Chapter 2, Preparing with Chunks. That night, Min didn't open a grammar book. He opened his chunk bank notebook. He created a new section, Chunks for Interviews. He brainstormed, I'd say, to start a thought, to be honest. For honest answers, I'm a fast learner. To show adaptability, I enjoy working with people. To show interest. That's a good question. For tricky moments, he wrote short sample answers like, Q, why do you want to work here? A, to be honest, I really enjoy customer service. I like helping people start their day right. Q, what are your strengths? A, I'd say I'm reliable and quick to learn. I work well under pressure. Min didn't try to be perfect. He just wanted to sound real. He practiced in front of the mirror. He whispered the phrases while brushing his teeth. He repeated them while walking to school. The chunks became part of him. Chapter 3. The Interview. The next morning, Min arrived early. The cafe manager, a young guy named Jordan, waved him in. Jordan spoke quickly. Hey, Min, nice to meet you. Let's just have a chill chat. Nothing formal. Min smiled nervously. Thanks, sounds good. Jordan asked. So, what brings you here? Why this cafe? Min took a breath. To be honest, I like the energy here. I come by sometimes and it always feels warm and friendly. Jordan nodded. Nice. You ever work in food service before? Min replied, not yet, but I'm a fast learner, and I enjoy working with people. Jordan laughed. Well, that's what we need. Can you handle stress? Min smiled. I'd say I do my best work when things get busy. After 10 minutes, Jordan said, You're confident, Min. We'll give you a try this weekend. Sound good? Min grinned. Sounds great. Thanks so much. He walked out the door feeling like he had just passed a test. Not a test of grammar, a test of real communication. Chapter 4. Why it worked. Let's pause here and ask, why did Min succeed? Was it perfect grammar? No. Did he use fancy vocabulary? No. He used chunks, short, natural phrases that carried full meaning. To be honest, I'm a fast learner. I enjoy working with people. Sounds great. Each chunk was ready to go. No building, no translating, no panic. That's the power of chunking. It gives you confidence under pressure. It helps your brain communicate instead of calculate. Chapter 5. Building your own chunk bank. Now it's your turn. Let's build your interview chunk set. Open your notebook or notes app. Add these chunks. To be honest, I'd say, I enjoy working with, I'm a fast learner. I work well under pressure. Sounds good. Thanks for the opportunity. Now do this. Say each one out loud 5 times. Write a short answer using it. Practice in the mirror like Min. Start slow. No need for 20 chunks in one day, just 3 chunks a day. That's it. Repeat. Use. Repeat again. Chapter 6. Min's next goal. Min's job at the cafe wasn't always easy. Customers spoke fast. Sometimes they used slang. Sometimes he had to improvise. But every day he added new phrases to his chunk bank. Coming right up. Here you go. Thanks for waiting. All set? Enjoy the rest of your day. He didn't write them down like vocabulary. He wrote them like real tools. Words with rhythm, words with purpose, and most of all, words with emotion. In part 3, we'll follow Min into the cafe rush. He'll face rude customers, mistakes, and misunderstandings. And you'll see how chunks help him survive real, messy, fast English. We'll also talk about how to practice chunk reflexes, so you speak without hesitation. Until then, remember this. Speak in phrases. Practice like Min build your chunk bank. I'm Tom, and this is English Unleashed. Thank you for being here. See you in part 3. In part 1, Min struggled with basic conversation. In part 2, he used his chunk bank to ace his first English job interview. Now in part 3, Min enters the real battlefield, a busy cafe in downtown Toronto. No script, no subtitles, just fast, real English, and no time to translate. Will chunking help him now? Let's find out. Chapter 1. The Morning Rush. It was Min's 3rd week on the job. 6:50 a.m., the cafe was quiet. Min was wiping down tables. Music was playing softly. A few birds chirped outside. Then, the door swung open, and within 10 minutes, the place was packed. People in suits, people on phones, people in a hurry. Jordan, the manager, shouted, Min, you're on the register. Let's go. Min's heart pounded. A customer walked up and said, fast, Hi, large dark roast, almond milk, no lid, and a blueberry scone. Warmed up, please. Min blinked. He heard, large, almond, scone. The rest, a blur. He smiled nervously. Sorry, one more time? The customer sighed. I said, large dark roast, almond, no lid, scone, warmed. Min entered the order, sweating. After the customer left, Jordan said, You okay? Min nodded, but inside he felt like quitting. Chapter 2, Chunk Overload. That night, Min opened his notebook. He wrote, Today was hard. Everyone talks fast. I forget my chunks. But after breathing deeply, he wrote again, Fast talk, chunk of faster chunks. I need to build reflexes. not just memory. He didn't need to learn new chunks. He needed to train his response time. Chapter 3, Practicing Reflex Chunks. Min made a plan. Each day, he would watch 5 minutes of English conversations at real speed. YouTube, vlogs, cafe scenes. Write down any fast chunks he heard. Repeat each one 10 times fast. Use it in context the next day. He built a list. Coming right up for fast replies. Here you go. While handing items, that's on the house. For free items, appreciate it. Instead of thank you, no worries. When someone apologizes, you're all set. When the order's ready, he whispered them while walking. He shouted them while doing dishes. He even recorded voice memos pretending to be the barista. It felt silly, but it worked. Chapter 4, The Turnaround Moment. 2 days later, Min was back on morning shift. It was busy, again. A woman came in and said, "Can I get 2 oat lattes, 1 decaf, 1 regular, both with cinnamon on top? And could you warm up that banana bread?" This time, Min didn't panic. He smiled and replied, "Coming right up. Anything else today?" She said, "Nope. That's it." He handed over the receipt. "You're all set. Just a couple minutes on the bread." The woman smiled. "You're quick," Min beamed. Chapter 5, The Sorry Incident. Later that day, Min accidentally gave a man the wrong drink. The man returned, frowning. "This is mocha. I asked for flat white." Old Min would have said, "Oh, mistake. I give new one." But now he calmly said, "Ah, my bad. Let me fix that for you right away." The man nodded. "Thanks, appreciate it." Min added a free cookie. "That's on the house." Boom. Problem solved. With chunks, not stress. Chapter 6, Chunk Reflex versus Word by Word. Let's reflect. Why was Min better now? He didn't stop to think. He didn't translate. He didn't freeze. He had trained his mouth and brain to work together using fast automatic chunks. This is what we call chunk reflex, not just knowing a phrase, but saying it instantly with feeling in the moment. This is fluency. Chapter 7, Your Training Plan. Want to build reflexes like Min? Try this simple daily plan. 1. Collect 3 fast chunks from movies, YouTube, or this podcast. 2. Say each chunk 10 times, quickly and clearly. 3. Record yourself using them in a short dialogue. 4. Bonus, use one in real life, even with yourself. Start with these, we coming right up. You're all set. My bad. No worries. Appreciate it. Do it for 7 days straight. Your brain will start speaking in rhythm. Chapter 8, Min's Realization. That evening, Min closed the shop with Jordan. Jordan said, "You've improved a lot. You're not just translating anymore." Min smiled. "Yeah, I guess now I speak in blocks, not in words." Jordan laughed. "Exactly. You're sounding Canadian already." Min walked home that night and whispered, "Coming right up. Appreciate it. You're all set." He smiled, because now he didn't just know English. He was living it. In Part 4, Min will prepare for something new, a school presentation, the most nerve-wracking test for many learners. You'll learn how to use chunks to sound organized, professional, and confident, even when speaking in front of a crowd. Until then, keep building your reflexes. Speak in chunks, not in pieces. I'm Tom, and this is English Unleashed. Thank you for learning with me. Over the last 3 parts, we followed Min, a young English learner who transformed his speaking ability by learning and using chunks. He moved from broken replies to real conversations. He handled a job interview, cafe chaos, and even angry customers using short, natural English phrases. Now in Part 4, Min must do something he's always feared. Speak in front of a crowd. Let's see how chunking turns panic into power. Chapter 1. The Assignment. It happened on a Tuesday. Min's English teacher smiled and announced, "Next week, each student will give a 3-minute presentation. Choose any topic you love, but speak naturally. No reading, no script." Min's stomach dropped. He remembered high school speeches, sweaty hands, shaking voice, blank mind. But this time was different, because now he had a secret weapon, his chunk bank. Chapter 2. Planning with Purpose. Min chose a topic close to his heart. How I learned to speak English with chunks. He opened his notebook. He didn't write full sentences. He wrote phrases, chunks, that matched each idea. Here's how he organized it. Opening chunks. Thanks for being here. Let me tell you a quick story. I used to struggle with middle chunks. It turns out, you might be surprised, but let me give you an example. Here's what helped me. Closing chunks. To sum it up, one last thing before I go. Thanks for listening. He practiced not by reading a script, but by moving through chunks like stepping stones. Each chunk helped him move forward with rhythm and flow. Chapter 3. The Practice Game. Each night, Min stood in front of the mirror. He'd say, "Let me give you an example." Then tell a story from his cafe job. He whispered chunks while brushing his teeth. It turns out, here's the thing. To be honest, he recorded voice memos and listened during bus rides. The goal wasn't perfection. The goal was confidence without a script. Chapter 4. The Presentation Day. The classroom was full. 20 students, one teacher, a ticking timer. When Min's name was called, he walked up, heart racing. But he remembered what Tom said in an episode, "Speak from rhythm, not from fear." He smiled and began, "Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I arrived in Canada. I could read and write, but I couldn't talk. Not really." The room went quiet. He continued, "I'd say I was scared of speaking. Then I met someone who taught me this idea. Chunks, short, natural phrases, like, 'Sounds good. I'm not sure. Coming right up.'" People nodded. Min smiled. "Let me give you an example. At my cafe job, a customer asked me, 2 lattes, oat milk, no lid, warmed croissant." At first I froze, but now I say, "Coming right up. You're all set. No worries." The class laughed and clapped. He ended with, "To sum it up, chunks changed how I speak. They gave me rhythm, confidence, and joy. And now I actually like speaking. Thank you." Chapter 5. The Aftermath. After class, several classmates walked over. "That was awesome. How did you remember it all? You sounded so natural." Min smiled and said, "Chunking, it works." His teacher gave him a thumbs up. That's how English should sound. That night, Min wrote one final chunk in his notebook. "I actually like speaking now. Feeling proud used. After class for the first time." Chapter 6. What you can learn. Min's journey teaches us this. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a 10-page script. You need chunks, phrases with purpose and emotion. Chunks are ready-made English tools. They save time, reduce fear, and increase flow. You can speak smoothly, not by translating, but by connecting. Chapter 7. Your Final Practice Plan. Here's your daily 5-minute challenge to build presentation fluency. Pick a topic you care about. Choose 5 to 7 chunks from your chunk bank. Say them out loud in order. Fill in short ideas between chunks. Repeat without looking. Example. "Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Let me tell you a quick story. I used to hate mornings. But it turns out a cold shower helps me wake up. Let me give you an example. Just 5 minutes a day. Chapter 8, From Confused to Confident. Let's look back. Min began this journey nervous, confused, and word by word. Now, he speaks in rhythm, with emotion, and with joy. From airport stumbles to cafe chaos, from job interviews to public speaking, he mastered English not by studying harder, but by practicing smarter, in chunks. And you can too. Final words. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being prepared with real English, spoken in real situations, in real time. So here's my final advice. Speak in patterns, not in pieces. Speak with confidence, not with fear. And speak in chunks, not just words. This is English Unleashed. I'm Tom. Thanks for learning with me, and I'll see you in your next sentence. And that's it for today's practice. You didn't just listen, you spoke, you felt, and you connected with real English. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to come back tomorrow. We'll have more powerful words, real-life sentences, and simple steps to help you speak English fluently and naturally. Remember, the more you listen, the more you repeat, the more you live with English, the more confident you become. So keep going. You're doing great. And I'll see you again in the next episode, right here on English with Shadowing, the podcast. Until then, keep speaking, keep learning, keep believing.